you want to see the ugliest thing ever?
Well, no, actually.
It is genuinely.
If it's the ugliest thing ever, then no, I don't want to see it. But
So-
I feel like you're going to show me anyway.
We are going to show you.
Okay.
And I'm going to stall while it gets into the Google Doc.
Okay. But welcome back.
Welcome back.
It's lights out.
And away we go. Yeah, this is the ugliest thing ever.
Why do I have to see the ugliest thing ever?
So it's the ugliest thing F1 related ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's bold.
Yeah. So Ferrari,
Yeah.
fresh off the back of making the ugliest livery ever.
Surely Ferrari haven't done something else. That's stupid.
They were in Fiorano with Oliver Beerman and Arthur Leclerc, so Charles Leclerc's brother.
Yep.
Testing on the 2022 cars.
Okay.
The new wheel covers to reduce the spray.
Okay.
And they look absolutely terrible.
Wheel covers?
Well, yes. So basically, for those who can't see it, and Adam's not even seen it.
I've not seen it.
It's like a cover that goes over the wheel to reduce the spray that comes off the wheel because the cars can't race in the wet at the moment.
Yeah.
So now this is to reduce the spray so that they can actually.
Just like a mud flap.
It's like it genuinely is.
It's a mud flap, but for F1 cars, right?
Yeah.
There's some photos that have been put in.
There's some photos that have been put in.
Let me.
I hope that you are ready for this.
Oh my god.
They are.
Oh,
so ugly.
My god.
Yeah.
That is
so ugly. So
awful.
Ugly.
I mean, if it works, then I guess there may be. Thing is, though, they're testing it in the dry.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
It's because they had to run some aero tests on it, and they wet the track in the morning, and they dried out by the afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have tested it in the wet, but there's two different versions. So you can see the first version, which you can see on the top picture, with the sides walls also covered.
Yeah.
Which at least would have covered the horrible HP blue side walls that they did.
Win some, you lose some.
And then you got one with open wheel arches on the sides.
Yeah.
And then you can see from the front how they'd look.
I think the best way to explain it is they look like they've got bottle caps on them. Yeah. I think that's the best way to explain it. For those that are listening, it literally looks like they've taken a bottle cap, like, times 1,000 and then just stuck it on the wheel.
Genuinely.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
That is awful.
Yes.
Just don't bother. Don't do it.
To be honest, right, they look ugly, but if it means we can race in the wet, then I actually would prefer that.
There must be a way to make that look good, though.
Yeah, they'll
they'll
obviously add designs and stuff. This is like an early prototype of what they're doing. So this isn't going to be the finalized look. They're trying two different designs.
Why are they covering the front of the tyre?
Because there's spray that comes off all the time. What do you mean the front of the tyre, actually?
Well, it's covering the front. Actually, there's big holes in the front, isn't there?
Yeah.
Oh, no, ignore me. There's big holes in the front.
Yeah.
So obviously, because you're not going to get spray from the front of the tyre, it's going to come out the back of the tyre.
Yeah, they need to basically cover it enough, but then also have enough airflow for the brakes and cooling the tyres and all of that sort of stuff as well. So
true.
Yeah, they're interesting, but I think that if they work, then I actually don't mind them on.
I guess so. I mean,
it didn't work.
Did they not work?
No.
Is that okay?
No, because the actual issue with these 20 since the new cars have come in, the actual issue is because of all the ground effect.
Yeah.
So all the spray coming from like the back of the diffuser, that's actually where most of the spray is coming from.
Oh, okay.
So this can minimize it a bit, but they don't. Because of how ground effect cars work, you can't just put a cover over the back of the car as well.
Yeah, you can't put mud flaps on the back of the car.
Yeah. So
to stop the spray.
In the this is gonna be a bit hard to explain, but when you had downforce heavy cars, the spray would come out at like for argument's sake, 30% angle.
Right.
Which is why it wouldn't cover up as much. You could race in proper wet conditions.
Yeah.
Whereas with these ground effect cars, they come out of the car at like more of like a 70-degree angle, which is why the spray looks so much worse.
Right.
So they need to figure out a way to get around that. But this will help.
Yeah.
It was still quite a lot of spray.
Yes. And obviously the spray is dangerous, isn't it, really, when you think about it?
Yeah, drivers can't see.
Super dangerous.
Yeah.
You can't see where you're going.
Yeah.
It's pretty worrying.
Yeah, so what they had was they'd have Beerman going first through the water, and then they'd have Arthur Leclerc following behind, and then he would be reporting on how much he can see.
How much you can see.
Yeah.
Tricky one. How many wet races? We haven't really had many wet races this year so far, have we?
Have we had a single?
Yeah, we
one?
had-
I don't think we have one.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Wet races aren't a common thing, but it'd be nice that when it is.
It felt like it was last year. It felt like there were at least like 4 or 5 last year. I don't know if that's just me. Maybe I'm exaggerating it.
I remember the Dutch Grand Prix being
Monaco.
Monaco.
Spa?
No.
I think Spa rained.
Did it?
I think so.
It did. Spa rained the weekend for the sprint and stuff, didn't
Spa
it?
rained.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a bit of rain last year, but
Yeah,
I mean,
I said that's pretty typical, to be fair, like 3 races a year.
yeah.
It's just
That
better
might
if they can race in the full wet rather than safety car starts, waiting for it to dry.
Yeah.
And then by the time they're out there,
Didn't Silverstone rain as well?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I think Silverstone might rain.
Yeah. Anyway, that was just what I wanted to start with.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,